Hello and welcome. You're watching the News at 6 with me, Shan Russell. The News at 6 is all about the day's biggest developing stories, and we'll be filling you in them over the next half hour. But first, the headlines that you're tracking right now. The National Investigation Agency makes formal request to visit Islamabad to probe Pathankot airbase attack case. The Interpol issues red corner notice against JEM chief Maulana Masood Azhar and his brother Rauf. BJP MP SWAMY writes to Prime Minister Narendra Modi, seeks dismissal of RBI Governor Raghuram Rajan. Prime Minister Narendra Modi reviews drought situation in Chhattisgarh with Chief Minister Raman Singh, centre to consider demand for assistance worth 54,000 crore rupees for the state. And Bihar MLC on the run, Manorama Devi surrenders before a Gaya court, claims opposition conspiracy to put her behind bars. Our top story this evening, even as Pakistan continues to keep India in suspended animation on the Pathankot airbase attack, the National Investigation Agency has made a request to Islamabad seeking permission to visit Pakistan for further investigation. Meanwhile, in some other success for India, Interpol's issued a red corner notices against Jaish-e-Mohammed chief Maulana Masood Azhar and his brother Abdul Rauf.
After Pakistan failed to send any reply to the letters rogatory on the Pathankot airbase attack case, the National Investigation Agency has made a formal request to Islamabad seeking permission to visit Pakistan.
They're not bothered about the militancy. If we find out, the team goes, NIA team goes and find out, who are the people involved. And we have already given all the details to them, Their main... they don't want to cooperate mainly because they don't want the ISI and the militant nexus to come open.
Some good news for India came from the Interpol that issued a red corner notice against Jaish-e-Mohammed chief Maulana Masood Azhar and his brother Abdul Rauf for their alleged role in the attack. India had built a strong case for seeking UN sanctions against Azhar, but the move was vetoed by China.
I think this was the next step which was forthcoming, and it's a big achievement, and I think now even China and Pakistan will find it very difficult to support him, and I think Pakistan will be constrained to stop his free movements, and we should see some amount of restriction on his activities and his outfit.
A joint investigation team from Pakistan visited India from 27 to 31st of March to conduct its own probe. India, in turn, has been pressing Pakistan to allow a reciprocal visit by the NIA. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Now, Pakistan has expressed out serious concern to the UN over a draft bill in Parliament over the Kashmir map. According to the draft Geospatial Information Regulation Bill passed by India, wrong depiction of the map of India could lead to violators landing in jail with a maximum term of 7 years and a fine of up to 100 crore rupees. Pakistan said the official map of India has been depicting the disputed territory of Jammu and Kashmir as part of India, which is factually incorrect and legally untenable. India, however, says J&K is, of course, an integral part of India and that the issue is to be resolved between the two countries without interference of any third party.
The proposed bill is an entirely internal legislative matter of India, since the whole state of Jammu and Kashmir is an integral part of India. Pakistan or any other party has no locus standi in the matter. The government firmly rejects Pakistan's repeated and increasing attempts to impose on the international community matters that India has always been open to address bilaterally with Pakistan.
The BJP leader and nominated member of Parliament in the Rajya Sabha, SWAMY, wants RBI Governor Raghuram Rajan dismissed with immediate effect. In a letter to Prime Minister Narendra Modi, he alleged that Rajan was not fully Indian since he continues to renew his green card issued by the US.
After his no-holds-barred criticism against the RBI governor last week, SWAMY on Monday followed it up with a strongly worded letter to the Prime Minister. Calling for Rajan's immediate dismissal, SWAMY alleged that Rajan had willfully wrecked the economy.
The whole economy has been not performing in a way where it affects the masses, which means lowering of retail prices, which is not taking place. It's lowered the wholesale prices because people are going out of business. And at the same time, there is no increase in employment. There is, in fact, a decrease in employment. There is unemployment.
The opposition Congress rubbished Swamy's allegations while speculating on his outburst.
And he's also heard perhaps that there is a reshuffle around the corner. So having an eye on the finance ministry, this target practice is essentially aimed at the RBI governor.
The RBI governor has spoken on various issues in the past. He even questioned the new methodology to tabulate the GDP numbers. Meanwhile, amid speculation about a possible second term for Rajan in September, Finance Minister Arun Jaitley said that there is a mature relationship between the central bank and the government.
Finance Ministry and the RBI are concerned. There is an institutional relationship between the two. It's a very mature relationship.
Rajan took over as RBI governor in September 2013 when India's inflation was above 10% and the Indian rupee was staring at a crisis. In 2016, the rupee is stable and inflation down sub 6% levels. He kept the interest rates high, citing inflationary concerns, fighting intense pressure from the finance ministry and the industry for softening them to boost growth. The governor began the process of lowering interest rates in January 2015, and since then, it has come down to 1.5%. Kriti Mishra, Rajya Sabha TV.
Now, Prime Minister Narendra Modi will leave on a two-day visit to Iran starting next week to boost economic and energy ties. Modi's visit on the 22nd and 23rd of May comes a month after Foreign Minister Sushma Swaraj visited the Islamic nation. During his visit, Modi will hold talks with the President Dr. Hassan Rouhani on boosting bilateral trade, regional cooperation and promoting peace and stability in the region. The long-stalled project on the Chabar port is also likely to figure in the discussions between Modi and Rouhani. The visit comes at a time when India is looking to improve business ties with Iran after nuclear sanctions were lifted against the country earlier this year.
The invitation of the President of the Islamic Republic of Iran, Dr. Hassan Rouhani, the Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi, will pay an official visit to Iran on May 22-23, 2016. During the visit, the Prime Minister will call on the Supreme Leader of Iran and will hold talks on a wide range of subjects of mutual interest with President Dr. Rouhani.
Now, the Delhi Municipal Council elections gave some cause to celebrate for the Congress today. In the by-elections to 13 wards, the Aam Aadmi Party, which is a debutant party, won 5 seats, and the Congress staged a comeback, getting 4 seats, followed by the BJP that only managed to get 3 wards.
By-elections results for the 13 municipal council seats in Delhi on Tuesday brought cheer to the Aam Aadmi Party and the Congress. The results showed the BJP's hold had slipped after over a decade, even as the Aam Aadmi Party made its debut and won 5 seats. The party won in Ballimaran, Vikasnagar, Matiala, Nanakpura and Tehkhand. Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal thanked people for helping the party that emerged the largest party in Delhi. The party, however, admitted that it was hoping for a clean sweep.
इस चुनाव के परिणाम आम आदमी पार्टी की अपेक्षाओं से थोड़ा कम है, ज़्यादा तो नहीं, पर कुछ एक सीटें अनुमानित और अधिक आने की अपेक्षा थी हमारी, पर निश्चित रूप से ये बहुत बेहतरीन शुरुआत रही है आम आदमी पार्टी के लिए, सबसे बड़ी पार्टी बनकर उभरना। और यह चुनाव आगामी 272 वार्डों में जो फाइनल मैच होना है, उसके लिए हमारे लिए एक ये लॉन्च पैड है।
The results brought cheer to the Congress as well. After drawing a blank in the last assembly polls, the party won in Kamruddin Nagar, Munirka, Khichadipur and Jhilmil. Congress candidate Yogita Rathi won from the all-women candidate ward of Munirka.
कि दिल्ली की जनता अब ये मानने लग गई है कि कांग्रेस पार्टी का शासन सबसे बेहतर था और कांग्रेस पार्टी का शासन वापस आना चाहिए। दूसरा, दिल्ली की जनता ने केजरीवाल जी और मोदी जी के आपस के झगड़े की वजह से जो दिल्ली को नुकसान हो रहा है, उस तरफ भी दिल्ली की जनता ने अपनी बात कही।
The BJP suffered the biggest blow. The party that dominates the 272-member civic body was left with Shalimar Bagh North, Nawada and Wazirpur. It held 7 of these seats earlier.
35% वोट लेकर के भारतीय जनता पार्टी को सर्वाधिक मत मिले हैं और आम आदमी पार्टी जिसे विधानसभा चुनाव में 52% मत मिले थे, आज वो 30% से भी नीचे 29% पे जाके सिमट गई है। ऐसे में दिल्ली की जनता अहंकार, अराजकता और असत्य की राजनीति से दूर जा रही है।
Of the total vote count, Aam Aadmi Party bagged 91,775 votes or 29.93% vote share. The Congress got 76,267 votes or 24.87% share. The BJP, despite finishing third, got as much as 34.11% share. 2,332 nota votes were polled in the by-polls held on May 15th. The by-polls were necessitated by councillors getting elected to the Assembly in 2013 and 2015. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
The absconding Janata Dal United MLC Manorma Devi and mother of murder accused Rocky Yadav surrendered before a court in Gaya today. The court remanded her to 14 days judicial custody. Manorma Devi, however, claims there's a political conspiracy against her.
As the morning court started for the day, suspended JDU leader Manorma Devi surrendered in the court. She was remanded to 14 days judicial custody. Manorma has been evading the law after she was found possessing liquor bottles and shielding her son Rocky Yadav, who's accused of murdering teenager Aditya Sachdev. Police also lodged a case after finding a child worker in her employ. Manorma, however, denied the charges.
तो ये क्या आपको फंसाया गया है? राजनीति के तहत हमको फंसाया गया है। तो आपकी ही तो सरकार है। चलिए। नहीं, हमको राजनीति के तहत फंसाया गया है। चलिए। भाजपा के लोग हमको जबरदस्ती कर रहे हैं।
The surrender comes a week after the MLC avoided an arrest warrant.
रॉकी को गिरफ्तार किया, कुछ लोग आके सरेंडर किए, कुछ लोग भागे हुए हैं, उसको जल्द से जल्द पकड़ा जाएगा। इसमें जो ये लोग जो भूमिका जो देना चाहते हैं, ये हम लोग ईमानदारी से देखिए, हम लोग काम करना चाहते हैं, आगे बिहार को बढ़ाना चाहते हैं, मगर ये लोग उतना ही दबाव डाल करके ये लोग चाहते हैं कि बिहार को पीछे ले जाए।
सरकार की विफलता सामने आ गई है और आप देखा कितना समय लग गया और जिस तरह से पुलिस को आंख में धूल झोंक करके पुलिस आखिर क्या कर रही थी? जब घर में सर्च करने गई थी, शराब का बोतल पकड़ा गया था, उस समय गिरफ्तार क्यों नहीं किया गया जाकर के? तो कहीं ना कहीं सरकार ऐसे लोगों को संरक्षण देने का काम कर रही है।
Manorma Devi's surrender and she being sent to judicial custody is part of the larger narrative whereby we say loudly that it's rule of law in Bihar. With no way we look at the biodata of the person.
With her surrender, the entire family, Manorma Devi, her husband and son, are now in jail. Rocky Yadav was arrested last week for killing 19-year-old student Aditya Sachdev in a road rage incident. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
The prices of petrol have been hiked by 83 paise a litre and diesel by 1 rupee 26 paise per litre. This is the second increase in rates this month. In Delhi, petrol will now cost 63.02 per litre, while a litre of diesel will cost 51.67. Rates were last hiked by 1 rupee 0.6 paise a litre on petrol and 2 rupees 0.94 paise on a litre on diesel on the 1st of May. Meanwhile, the Goa government today reduced the value-added tax levied on fuel by 2% after the hike was announced last night. The government reduced the VAT on fuel to keep its promise of not allowing petrol prices to exceed 60 rupees per litre in the state. Some more national news stories now nationwide. The centre is likely to move the Supreme Court, requesting it to postpone the Common Medical and Dental Entrance Exam NEET to next year. The development comes a day after key political parties asked the centre to defer the implementation of the NEET for at least a year. A CRPF Jawan was killed after Naxals attacked a force camp in Bijapur district of Chhattisgarh early on Tuesday. According to officials, the incident occurred when a Maoist squad mounted sniper fire on a CRPF camp in the jungles of Rangareddy in the Ganglur area of the district. In a tragic incident, 8 newborns died within a span of 2 days in a state-run hospital in Rajasthan. The neonatal ward of the Jawaharlal Nehru Hospital in Ajmer district witnessed 8 deaths, while 5 babies died on Sunday. 3 more breathed their last on Monday. Time for a short break. Lots more on the other side. Do stay tuned.
When we cannot do good in rural areas or in agriculture, we say it's a state subject. Tell me who brought the green revolution in this country? Who brought the white revolution in this country? It's a proactive role of the center. You can get Har Khet Ko Pani with 2,000 crores in this country. What are we talking?
Watch State of the Economy with agricultural economist Ashok Gulati on Rajya Sabha television.
Welcome back. You're watching the news at 6. Now, Bundelkhand's Patha is suffering under severe agrarian strain and acute water shortage. The farmers and Adivasis of the area are trying to cope under the twin weight of drought and scanty relief.
Water crisis, power shortages. These are nothing new for the 3,000 odd people in Rukma Khurd village. But ever since their British Raj pond has gone completely dry, these residents of Bundelkhand's Patha in Chitrakoot district are facing an entirely new problem. Dealing with contaminated water, they are forced to collect from drains.
थोड़ा बहुत जब हुआ तो वह मान लिया हमारे चीज का दही पूरा हो गया हमें घाटा कुल भाई मुआवजा नहीं मिला कुछ मुआवजा 2400 रुपया मिला है 2400 मिला है हाँ ये जो अखिलेश दिए हैं 2400 रुपया हमें दिए
Underdeveloped Patha has known for the terror of dacoits. Their dreaded rain may have ended, but the average farmer's fortune have only worsened. People are waiting for help. The government did supply fodder for animals, but it was too little. 70% farmland is barren. The 30% that was sown produced hardly anything.
हमारा कहना ये है कि अगर उसका सर्वे किया जाए तो 50% ही उसको पाए हैं अभी उसमें भी लोग तमाम अधूरे हैं कह दिया जाता है लेखपालों के माध्यम से कि बजट नहीं है किसी को कुछ ज़मीनी काम तो ये है कि वहाँ का कर्मचारी या अधिकारी आए हमको साथ लेके चूँकि हम प्रतिनिधि हैं जनप्रतिनिधि हैं हमसे गांव का आदमी कहीं नहीं जाता वो जो भी दुखड़ा है वो हमको सुबह से आके सुनाता है रोता है हमसे बताता है हमको साथ लिया जाए उसमें
In entire Chitrakoot district, almost 10 lakh people are affected by the drought, a problem they have seen earlier as well. The state of tribals is even worse. While the water department is working hard, people are still waiting for the results. From Patha village in Chitrakoot district, Arvind Kumar Singh's report for Rajya Sabha TV.
Now, Prime Minister Narendra Modi reviewed the drought situation in Chhattisgarh with Chief Minister Raman Singh. 93 tehsils in 20 districts of Chhattisgarh are facing drought after 83% less rainfall was recorded in 2015 as compared to 2014. The state also increased the Manrega scheme from 100 to 200 days to provide relief. At the meeting today, the Chief Minister demanded financial assistance worth 54,000 crore rupees for irrigation and water conservation projects in the state. Last year, the centre approved 1,672 crores as financial aid for the drought-affected state.
प्रधानमंत्री जी को हमने 1 घंटे में अपना प्रस्तुतिकरण दिखाया छत्तीसगढ़ की स्थिति के बारे में कि सरकार ने जो उपाय किए हैं उसका एक असर हुआ है कि छत्तीसगढ़ के गांव में पानी का संकट नहीं आना पड़ा सभी तालाबों को हमने भर दिया और 20,000 गांव में पेयजल के संकट को निकलने के लिए एक योजना बनाई
Now, as North India continues to reel under an intense heat wave, rain today brought much relief for Tamil Nadu. But many parts of Maharashtra, Delhi, Haryana and Uttar Pradesh recorded the maximum temperatures close to 45 degrees Celsius and above. Ahmedabad in Gujarat recorded the highest temperature of over 44 degrees Celsius. Nagpur in Maharashtra, the temperature there kept hovering between 45 to 47 degrees Celsius. As many as 300 heat-related deaths have been reported in Telangana since the beginning of summer this year. Meanwhile, the rain brought the mercury level down in Tamil Nadu and Kerala. According to Met officials, the two southern states will continue receiving moderate rain with thunder showers till the 19th of May.
Rainfall is very likely to occur most places in coastal Tamil Nadu and many places in the interior parts of Tamil Nadu. Heavy to very heavy rainfall is likely to occur few places in North Tamil Nadu and Puducherry, and heavy rainfall is likely to occur 1 or 2 places in South Tamil Nadu.
Now, about 12,000 workers from oil camps north of Canada's main oil sands city are being ordered to evacuate as a precautionary measure because of an approaching wildfire. The wildfire had stabilized, but it started to threaten the area again.
Canada wildfire blazing again. Close to 12,000 oil workers in province of Alberta were ordered to evacuate camps as a resurgent wildfire headed towards them. Although the administration says the oil sands in Fort McMurray are not threatened at the moment, the fire has engulfed its nearby areas in Alberta province, with air quality still at dangerously high levels.
The fire is moving north at a fairly good pace and recently crossed Tower Road. A mandatory evacuation has been put in place for several small camps along Astra Road. Meanwhile, there are between 4,000 and 5,000 people in Syncrude and Suncor. Those are not the subject of mandatory evacuations at this time.
More than 80,000 people fled the fire that engulfed Fort McMurray 2 weeks ago. However, with the fire moving away, a number of oil workers started to return to the oil facilities north and south to restart production. But on Monday, they were warned that the wildfire was traveling at 30 to 40 meters per minute north of Fort McMurray and were given evacuation orders.
Heavy smoke is probably the biggest issue there right now, and then we'll continue to see how the fire day, once it starts to die down, where we're able to hold it at. But yeah, about 15 to 20 kilometers away.
Thick smoke and ash over a wide area are hampering the firefighting operations, and hot dry winds are fanning the flames. Meanwhile, work is underway to restore essential services to Fort McMurray, paving the way for the return of 80,000 residents. The wildfire still covers about 2,500 square kilometers and is expected to burn for a few more weeks. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Meanwhile, the race for the White House continues in America, with Oregon and Kentucky to hold primaries today. Among the Democrats, Bernie Sanders is hoping to keep his campaign alive with strong showings in these two states. With only a handful of states remaining on the primary election calendar, Sanders is running out of time to close the gap with former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton. The Kentucky Democratic Party will award 60 delegates to go to the party's convention in Philadelphia, while Oregon's primary will award 74. Meanwhile, Republicans will vote only in Oregon, with having voted in Kentucky in March. However, the Republican race is all but decided, with frontrunner Donald Trump having pushed out all of his competitors. Some more international news now in Global Buzz. Tight security is in place in Hong Kong for the visit of Zhang Dezhang, the leader responsible for Hong Kong's affairs in China. More than 6,000 police personnel have been deployed amid planned protests by pro-democracy groups. Han Kang has become the first South Korean to win the Man Booker International Prize for the Vegetarian, picked unanimously by the panel of 5 judges, beating 6 other novels. She will share the £50,000 award with her translator. Canada's government is to table a bill to protect the right of transgenders. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau is hoping to push through a long-awaited change to include gender identity in existing rules outlawing discrimination. Trudeau has announced that the new legislation would be proposed on the 17th of May, which is marked as the International Day Against Homophobia and Transphobia. At least 14 students have been killed while 3 others were injured in the flash flood at the famous Dua Warna waterfall in North Sumatra province of Indonesia. 300 rescuers, including soldiers, police teams from the National Search and Rescue Agency, have been mobilized to look for the 3 missing students. NASA successfully launched a super-pressure balloon from New Zealand's Wanaka airport on Tuesday to conduct near-space scientific investigations. The launch marks the fifth attempt to get the massive balloon airborne, with previous been thwarted by bad weather. The 18.8 million cubic feet balloon is expected to remain airborne for more than 100 days. Time now for all the sports action in Sports Beat. The Delhi High Court has directed the Wrestling Federation of India to look into wrestler Sushil Kumar's plea for a trial. Further hearing on the issue is scheduled for the 27th of May. The two-time Olympic medalist had approached the Delhi High Court after he was denied a trial against Narsingh to represent India at Rio. Narsingh had secured the Olympic quota last year after winning a bronze at the World Championship. A subcontractor's irresponsibility was identified as the reason for Sunday's bomb scare at Old Trafford. The device planted by the Security Search Management and Solutions Limited to test sniffer dogs and train handlers was not taken away after the exercise. The bomb scare led to the evacuation of Old Trafford on Sunday and the postponement of the United-Bournemouth match to the 17th. The Selection Committee has decided to arrest Indian hockey skipper Sardar Singh and Rupinder Dal Singh from the 18-member national squad that will take part in the Champions Trophy in London, so as to keep them fresh for the Olympics. The team going to London will be led by goalkeeper P.R. Srijesh, and S.V. Sunil will be his deputy. The tournament will also allow younger players to showcase their talent. Well, that's all from us. Goodbye.